Welcome back to another episode of Musings podcast. I'm your host Gongo Mildred, and I'm so happy that you'll join me on another Wednesday for another review. On today's episode, I want to review a show by the name Dielemma. It's a Kenyan short movie by Eddie Butita. It stars Jackie Matubia, Nick Ndeda, Faith K. I don't know how to say it, so I'm not going to try. And the last person is a baby. I've forgotten the name, but yeah, you can go and check their poster on Eddie Butita's Instagram, or on this video. Actually, I'll put the poster, the name is right there. So this is a very short film, and I know last Wednesday while I was reviewing The Vow, I told you that on this week I'm going to take you to Nigeria and you're going to review a movie from Nigeria. But then I don't have Wi-Fi at the moment and I couldn't watch it. But this one was a short one. I could get like bundles and watch it on YouTube. And at least record something for you for this day. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had an episode today, because if you know, like going on Netflix and watching a movie for like, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours or 1 hour, 30 minutes or 45 minutes, it requires a lot of bundles that I do not even have. So I had to do something that was easy, something that was near. But don't you fret, I'll take you to Nigeria still. We'll review a movie from Nigeria soon. I just need to get my Wi-Fi issue sorted out, and then I'll go back to normal programming, because I want to watch a Nigerian movie. It's been a while since I did, so I want to. So Dielemma is a movie that is very sad, very emotional, very, like, it touches your empathetic side and you get so frustrated. It's only 30 something minutes if I'm not mistaken, but then the anger, the pain, the fear you feel, and the what moments that you have, Jesus Christ. So anyway, we start the movie with Jackie Matobia's character. I don't think her name was ever mentioned, like her character's name. Maybe it was, but mimi ndo sikusikia, honestly. But I know Nick Ndede's character is called Duncan, but Jackie Matobia's character, I don't know. Even Faith's character, I know she introduced herself, but yeah, and I can't go back online to check. So, because nimesota, I can't. So I'm sorry. But and the baby, her name is Lemma. So that is a very cheeky way of writing the title, and you'll understand why. So Dielemma starts with Jackie Matubia is in the living room with her baby, and she's just playing with her, blah blah blah, and then she takes her upstairs to sleep, comes back downstairs, and Nick Ndeda Duncan, he comes in and she's like, you're late, where have you been, blah blah blah, and he's like, the car was taken. And so we quickly learned that they have lost so much money because Lemma is sick, terminally ill. And they've been losing a lot of money, wasting a lot of resources. Not really wasting, but just using a lot of resources to try and get a cure for her. But then they've lost a lot of things. And now the latest thing to be taken away was his car. And now they are almost losing their house, the one that they're living in. And so they have an argument about that. They have a discussion about that. And so Jackie Matubi's character is like, I spoke to the doctor, because he was like, did you go and see the doctor today? And he was like, yeah, I had, because apparently they'd had an appointment with the doctors the previous day, and she went, but she didn't tell him, or something to that effect. And then they talk about it, and she says, the doctor said that she only has like 3 months or something. And so Nick calls the doctor, because he's like, that's our baby, Nini Nini. He starts shouting, yelling at the doctor, and the doctor is like, yo, you need to come up with 30 million. Otherwise, we will not be able to do anything for your child, because the procedure that we need to do for her to survive, it requires 30 million. And so it just goes to show the terrible state of our health system in Kenya. And it's just such a disappointing thing, because it asks such an important thing, like, why is it that the people who are supposed to be helping our baby are the same people who are telling me they can't do anything? I'm not like saying word for word what he said, but it's to that effect. And you go like, yeah, like, it's a baby. our system should be so good, our health system should be so good that you can take your baby to the hospital and they can be taken care of without you worrying. Nata kama kuna loan or nini deni or something, you can come out and be able to pay them pole pole as time goes by. But this one was just like, they had used all of their resources. Now they're about to lose their house, because even if they get the money to take care of the baby, after the baby comes back from hospital, then wanaenda kuishi wapi? So unaona. But anyway, so they talk about it, and Jackie Matube's character is like, how about we go online and ask people to help us fundraise so that you can be able to afford this? And Duncan is like, no, we're not going to do that, because online, asking for help from online people has its negative sides. People start talking about you, blah blah blah. And she's like, who cares? If at the end of the day we save our child, who cares how we got the money? Like, who cares what people will say? Like, I don't care about that. Let's just do whatever we can to be able to save our baby. But Duncan is very adamant about that. He's like, I don't want that. And so Jackie Matube's character is like, okay. So we don't see her. I don't think we see her creating the page or anything. But then they go sleep, wake up the next day. She comes downstairs, cleans up the place. Alafu, she switches on the laptop, and voila, mbele yake, she starts screaming. And then when Duncan comes downstairs, we are shown that she apparently put it up, or somebody did. I don't know, but I think she's the one who did. And people have donated a little bit over 30 million Kenya shillings. So it's enough for the baby's surgery plus a little bit of change. And so I say surgery, but I think it's just a procedure. They never specified what procedure it was. I'm not sure they did, so don't quote me on that, but I don't know. But yeah, so they do that. Alafu, after they are happy about that, they overjoyed, blah blah blah. Jackie Matube's character is like, our baby is going to get the help that she needs. And she's so overjoyed. She's so happy about it. Only for this Mr. Man to turn around and be like, hey, hold up. How about, instead of using this money on a baby that is going to die anyway, we sort our financial issues out, and then we can always have another baby. And that part, oh my God, Jackie Matube is one of the best actors in Kenya. Because in this part, you see all her raw emotions. Like, she cries and she's like dumbfounded and she's flabbergasted. Like, all the words you can use, all the synonyms that you can use to describe like her being in disbelief. She did all of them, like put them there. Her facial expressions, like tulishanga naye. Anybody who has watched this movie, even the comments on Instagram, everybody's saying the same thing. And on the comment section on YouTube as well, everybody's like, the way she cried, the way she reacted, like, you would have done the same thing. But the other thing I would have also done was to beat the hell out of that man. Because how dare you suggest that we kill our baby and keep the money that was supposed to help her get the medication, the treatment that she needs. And this man is very serious. He's like, look, I'm not trying to say that we hurt her or, and finish her in a painful way. I'm just saying, like, she's going to die anyway. So why don't we just get rid of her? She doesn't have to die in pain. Listen, we can use the money, we can restart, we can do what and what and what. And yeah, we can always have another baby. At this moment, nobody knows that this baby is adopted. But while I was watching it, I was like, this man cannot be that child's real father. Because I know that there are terrible men out there. The man who sired me himself did not want me. He rejected me before I was born and after I was born. Twice this man said, no, that child is not mine. So I know there are bad fathers out there. But seriously, mtoto ushalea, struggle na yeye, you've already spent money on this child, and you come back and say, yeah, I just think that we should get baby. I was like, no, this man cannot be this child's father. And I was like, Jackie, ebu, ngangana, usikubali hiyo ujinga. I'd rather you divorce the man, take the money, go take your child to the hospital, get the child treatment. If she dies, then she dies. But make sure that that money is used for what it was intended for. Because my thing was, what if she accepts? Alafu, they go and use that money for whatever. Will she ever forgive herself? Would she spend that money knowing that the way they got it was because they were supposed to take care of this baby and they let the baby die so that they could lose the money? It's one thing that you go to the hospital and before even the procedure happens, the baby dies. Hapo utasema, okay, say pesa yetu tushapatiwa tunafanya nini? You zika the baby and use the money to do something else, or even give it out a little bit to charity and stuff. That one hata hakuna mtu atakuonea or anything. But you are planning, you are planning to kill the baby. So Jackie did her best during that part. Like, okay, she did her best in every situation, but that part, I was with her. I almost cried because I was like, yo. But mostly, me machozi ati kutoka because I was just like, I want to strangle this man. Because how dare he even think about something like that? Just the insinuation, just the thought. Anyway, Jackie's character goes, I think we're shown it like they sleep and it's another day. It was the same day, but she got her space to think about it. Alafu, when we see her again, she's like, okay, I accept. And I'm like, what? What? Now I felt like strangling both of them. Because I was like, yo, this cannot be the mother of this child either. No woman would accept that. Akianani. And again, I know that my mother with me, no. But still, no woman would just do, umezaa. Hata kama amekutesa aje amekupitisha. I have seen mothers sticking by their children's side. Watoto wao ni majambazi. Ni mwizi, kila mtu anajua huyo mtaa ni mwizi. Lakini mama atasimama na mtoto wake. Hata akiuliwa na mob justice ama ni maskari or whatever has happened, akimbizwe jela afanywe nini, this woman will stick by that child's side. Na ni mtu mzima by this time. Yeye ndo ataenda kumuona, yeye ndo ataambia watu wamwombee, yeye ndo atafanya nini, akifa, yeye ndo atakuwa kwa kaburi yake akilia zaidi ya kila mtu. But this one is a baby. And again, maybe utasema they have not yet bonded or whatever, but at that moment I was like, no. It's one thing, mpeleke hospitali basi, kama ni kwenda wacha aende. Na tuseme tu ni Mungu alimchukua, she was sick na Mungu akambeba. Lakini you're actually planning on killing the baby. And that man was gaslighting Jackie's character. Because he was like, it's not like I'm saying Nini that I'm a murderer. I've never identified as a murderer or anything. And I was like, who does? Unless they are a psychopath. Nani ukatu hivyo anajiambia ama anaambia watu, you know me, I'm a murderer. Nobody. Even murderers themselves, they don't do it. Atakumada ndio ujue he murders people. Like, but they don't go around advertising that, oh yeah, I'm a murderer, I kill people. Unless ameulizwa, nobody just offers that information. But this man says that, and then the next day, Jackie anako like, yeah, let's do it. And this man, being the man that I thought he was, Duncan switches on her and he's like, I knew it. You are trying to make me look like the bad person, wanting me to suggest it, but even you are thinking about the same thing. You just wanted me to appear like the bad person. I'm like, yo, gaslighting me after asking me to kill my baby. Now you're gaslighting me into believing that I'm the cause. And then he goes to say, okay, fine. Because she's like, yo, don't even go there. Don't. And then he's like, okay, fine. Then you do it. You go and kill the baby. And uzuri akasema hawezi. Because she was like, I'll say yes to us taking her life, but I'll not say yes to being the one who takes her life. And this man, ruthless as he is, he says like, okay, fine, I'll do it. But at that moment, I was like, kabla hata Jackie aseme hapana hawezi, Jackie's character, aseme hawezi, I was like, what if she says yes? This man might be trying something. Because how it starts at the beginning, there's this moment actually hapo katikati where, like just hapo mbele mbele, where there are reporters outside the gate or the home and they're talking about they can't believe what happened there. It's a tragedy, blah, blah, blah. And because now, having that in mind, I was thinking maybe this man wants Jackie's character to kill the baby And then he might also kill Jackie and run away with the money. And that's why the reporters are there to report on that. Ama, they'll kill the baby in a very terrible way. Ama, they'll kill the baby, the way they wanted, like painlessly. And then somehow it will be known that they did it. And that's why the ninis are there. The reporters are there. But then, it was like, to my writer's mind was all over the place trying to figure out what is this man's plan. From the moment he said we do this, I was like, what is his end game? Is he trying to get Jackie's character to be taken to jail so that he can end up with the money and the baby will already be dead? And he'll be like, I didn't know that my wife was such a cruel woman or what? Because I was thinking, if he can suggest something like that, there's nothing that I will put past him. So I was like, maybe that's what he's planning, to get her into trouble and then he'll run away with the money. Ama, something like that. Or let her kill the baby and then kill her somehow. Alafu aseme it was like a suicide and, a murder suicide or something. But then this part comes and she's like, I can't do it. And so he goes and tries to do something. I don't remember what it was. Was it a pillow? Trying to put a pillow over her or something of the sort. I've forgotten. He goes and tries something, but then he can't. He follows her downstairs. She's like, have you done it? He's like, I couldn't do it. And then he's like, okay, maybe we can do another thing where it will be painless and we won't have to do it like sisi wenyewe. So he suggests that carbon monoxide poisoning na jiko ya makaa. We can just put it on, tuweke in the room, the baby will suffocate and die pole pole, and it will be painless. Lemma won't feel anything. And so they do that, they accept. He goes, washes the jiko, and goes and puts it in the room. They shut the windows, they close the door, and on their way out of the house, which was stupid again, because mmeacha hiyo jiko hapo ikiwaka, sawa, mnaenda wapi? Because if anybody comes after mshafanya hiyo maneno, mkiingia kwa hiyo room tayari kutakuwa na hiyo, you have to open the windows first. Alafu pia, if anybody else comes to that home first, then they will know what happened. Or are you going to go, then you'll come back and, pretend to have just gotten home, mtazima hiyo jiko before you scream that the baby is dead? Because I was asking myself so many questions. But anyway, they put it on, they put it in the baby's room, and they lock everything, and they go. On their way out, they meet a lady, played by Faith. I don't remember what name she gave. But she's like, hey, I saw the ad you had put online for the fundraising for baby Lemma, and I just want to tell you thank you. You're so brave because you took care of her. You did something that I couldn't. And so they're like, who are you? And she's like, I'm Lemma's biological mom, and I gave her for adoption after I realized how sick she was. So I wasn't brave like you people. And I'm like, no wonder these people were okay with killing this baby. Because no parent will just say yes to something like that. Like itamsumbuele ajabu. Like, wouldn't it be just so quick to decide on Lemma's fate like that? But then I'm also like, yo, you gave up this baby because she was sick. And now because there's all this money around, you want to come back and see baby Lemma. Why? Like, I just didn't know whose side to get on, because I was like, this couple have done a very bad thing. And this woman, yes, yay, she's going to save the baby. But number two, where were you? Because I have mommy issues, like big ones. So any mother who walks out on their child, or father who walks out on their child and then comes back after I don't know how long, like nothing happened, I'm not on your side, by the way. I have issues. I will never take that side. Mimi nule mtu nikizunguka online nipate mtu ameandika hapo ati I will never understand why people will say that they don't talk to their mothers or blah blah blah. I'm like, F you. Because you do not know what you're saying. You have never been in such a situation, so you do not know what you're saying, and you have no right to comment on such matters. So shh. So in this part, I was like, where was this woman? You gave up your baby for adoption, and now why are you coming back? The baby is still sick. It's not like somehow now the sickness has vanished. Now you're coming to see her. Because she asked them, like, hey, can I see her? I want to be a part of her life. I want to be there for her, to see her grow, even if it's just as a friend. I don't have to take her anywhere. She can still be your baby because, and I'm like, yeah, legally she is their baby. Why? Why are you here? But anyway, she was supposed to save the baby. So she comes in after she's asked, and these people, they're just like confused and nini. And I'm like, hata si nani angeuliza, why were they locking the baby inside and going? Why were they going, both of them, leaving the baby alone in the house? So they go, and Duncan goes upstairs and gets the baby, but then Jackie's character remains with Faith's character downstairs. And so he brings the baby and she asks for something and he goes to get it. Alafu, she has the baby. She lies to Jackie's character, like, look, she turns around and she hits her and then she runs away with the baby. And then she locks them because kumbuka walikuwa wametoka nje, the key was outside the door. So she locks them in. These people, when they got back into the house, they forgot to open the windows and they were still there. Anyway, at the door where they were, the door was open, so some fresh air was coming in. But after Faith's character left with the baby and locked them in, these people did not think fast to open the windows ama something. Duncan runs to the door and tries to open, yelling, help us, open, fungua mlango, fungua mlango. And Jackie's character, she doesn't even think about opening the windows. They forget that there's poison in this house, carbon monoxide poison. And so she starts feeling woozy and she faints. She's gone. And also him, he tries to go for her, and also him, he becomes dizzy and he's gone. And so they end up dying instead of little baby Lemma dying, which was very good for me. It was a very good ending. Because that is an ending I didn't see. Me, by the way, from the moment they showed us the reporters outside the house, I was like, yo. And then this man suggested that they kill the baby. I was like, he is going to get her into trouble. Duncan is going to get Jackie's character into trouble and he's going to leave with the money. But it turns out neither of them got the money. Karma is real, y'all. Like, karma is real. I was so happy that that was the ending because I was like, you deserve it. I don't know why that other woman took the baby though. Will she get the money? Am your pesa itaenda tu hivo? Like, what's up? What will happen? Because what was her intention or her motivation rather? Like, what brought her to come and what made her to come and take the baby? Was it the money? Or was it just her motherly feeling like my baby is in trouble and so she was coming to save the baby? I have questions, Butita. I have questions. Because, like, why? Why did she come? What made her come to that house that day? Is it the money? Or was it just her motherly instincts telling her, your baby is in trouble and you need to go to that house and get her out of there ASAP? But anyway, I know that it was just a short movie and a short story just to tell us like how people do. Because sometimes I wonder, all these people who do fundraising and if the baby dies, where does the money go? And if the baby, like, is that money always used for the baby? I mean, afikanga, and then the people become like these characters and they're like, the baby is going to die anyway. So why don't we just use the money for ourselves? Because if there are people who have done that in this life, akiyo, Mungu awapanish haki. Mungu awapanish kabisa, kabisa, kabisa. Because watu uchanga bedhe, sometimes it's not even people who have the money. Nile amona to the medical appeal and they're like, okay, I have like 50 shillings, let me give 30 bob. Alafu 20 bob nikabai chapo something nikule. Si kila mtu akona pesa juu, kuna mtu mmoja atatoa 10 bob, mwingine atatoa 20, mwingine atatoa hiyo 100k, mwingine atatoa hata milioni or something. Ndio ifike to that amount, ni watu wengi wametoa. Na watu wametoa different. Na wengine wametoa kama watakuwa nayo. Alafu inafika and then the family decides, oh, anyway, the baby is still on the way out. So, and not just the baby, it could even be an adult. Because I've had cases where Nini was done and Harambee or something, and somebody stole the money na akaenda nayo. And the patient later on died because they couldn't get the care they needed. So, hey, it was a touching movie. I didn't cry. I didn't. I was more pissed than sad. I felt empathy, yes, of course, for Baby Lemma, and I felt it for Jackie's character when she was like, "No, you can't suggest something like that. How could you?" I felt sad at that moment, but the moment she accepted, I was just turned into rage. I was angry at Duncan at first, Nick Ndeda's character, but then when she also said yes, Jackie's character, was just like livid. I was upset. I was angry. I was more furious than I was upset. Like the empathy kwanza ilibaki kando. I was just like, hope the baby doesn't die. But my empathy ilisoma kando. Empathy for Jackie's character ilienda. And I was like, how could you? What the actual hell? How could you? But yeah, so it's a very sad movie, as I said, very, very touchy. You should watch it, of course, because it's from Butita. It's another Kenyan content creator. He's a director. So we have to support our own. And that's why I'm not even sad that I didn't have the money to recharge my Wi-Fi so that I can watch the Nigerian movie, because Kenyan movies always, I'll always support. Go on YouTube, watch this movie. It's on Eddie Butita's YouTube page. It's called Dielemma. And while you're there, you can also go and watch Anastoto. It's another Kenyan series actually by Eddie Butita. Just check out his page. I don't think if those episodes are still there. I think they are. Because kuna time ya maandamano last year alikuwa amefunga hiyo page yake, but I haven't like gone to open it to check the other things. There's a new show that has just started on his page as well. It's called Kamam. Sijaiona bado, but kama Anastoto bado yuko hapo, watch it. He is an amazing creator. Just go and support him, and that will be a very, very good thing. Just support local talent, support Kenyan creators, because we need to go and start competing with these other people like on a larger scale. Na tutaanzia huku chini tukipanda. So again, go on YouTube, Eddie Butita's page, and watch the movie Dielemma, and come back to the comments and tell me if you agree with my musings, if you agree with what I've said, if my reviews made anything. The acting on this movie was so good. Like, the emotions were so raw, as I said. Jackie is always amazing with the expressions. Her tears are close like mine, because mimi, I can cry on demand. Like, naeza kaa tu hivi na nilie. Like, I don't even have to be triggered. I can just decide I want to cry and I cry. Like, whenever I want to just soul cleanse, I want to just feel like, I don't know, nini hiyo, like tu nitoe tu shida zote kwa mwili yangu, I can just cry. So mi machozi inakuanga tu hapa karibu. I can cry about the silliest of things, but then senye kuna kitu serious inafanyika, I'm like, yeah, sina machozi hata kidogo. So I don't know. But Jackie always does it well. Nick Deda always does a good job, and that's why you get to hate him. Because kuna mtu niliona Instagram aliandika ati sauti yake ina sound kama ya shetani. Na amemchukia from that day onwards. Butita akamwambia it's just cinema, usijali. Cause you can hate him. Like, that acting was good. You can hate him really. But yeah, hakuwa na watu wengi sana wa kuact ndio tuiangalie sana of the acting side. But the little that we saw, it was so good. It was so good. They did a great job. Their reactions were on point. I gave the movie let's say a 7 out of 10, because me, I have questions. As I said, why did this woman come? Alafu, why was it so short? We need more. We need to know what happened. I told you, I do not like movies because of these things. Because now I'm left wondering what happened. Again, the mind of a writer, I want to know what happens next. Because let me leave it at that, because I have questions. I'll rate it a 7 out of 10 because I want to know why Faith's character came, what was her motivation, and I want to know, like, the reporters. We don't get to see them anymore. Ilikuwa tu hiyo part moja, ni kama walitaka tu kupatia kasichana part kwa hiyo movie. I've forgotten her name, but she's the lady who reports for SPM bars. I don't know. I think they just want to give her a scene because she's only seen that one part. She was supposed to come back atuambie what happened. Like, why? So yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Anyway, it wasn't shot from different locations. This one was just in the house. which it's fine. Again, it was a short movie. It was just educational. It was just telling us what is happening in the medical system and stuff. But yeah, it's a good watch. I would advise all of you to go and watch it. And then, as I said, come comment down on the section below and tell me if your reviews are the same as mine, if you felt the emotions that I did as well, if you're asking the same questions that I was asking. And yeah, let's discuss. Before I go, I want to talk about Disconnect 1 and 2 and the review that I gave. So I don't know if you saw, I wrote a name. Khalid was played by Justin Mirichi. When I saw that name for the first time, meaning how I read sentences, like one word. So I've never heard of Mirichi, but I've heard of Mishiri. So I read his name like as Justin Mishiri, and I said it a couple of times, Akianani. Until when I was editing Disconnect 2, the wedding planner, I was like, what? His name is not Mishiri, it's Mirichi. And I went online, I googled him again. I googled the character and I was like, oh, whoa, I've been saying his name wrong all this time. So forgive me for that. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to ruin his name. And that's why, like, is Apili, yo. African names can be hard. So forgive me. I really was reading it as Mishiri instead of Mirichi. And nakumbuka even had a joke like, anaitwa Mishiri. Like mtu alinemiwa Mishiri. So but then going to check, and I was like, yeah, you're the foolish one. So you're the one who was saying the name wrong. It's not him or his parents. It's you who was saying the name wrong. So I'm sorry about that. And also the whole disconnect thing, I've been thinking about it. And my comments on the review, I was like, everything I was saying in Endahiviam and Endavile, most of the things I understood too late. Like while I was editing Disconnect 2, that's when I thought, yo, that is why it's called disconnect. These people are not meant to be connecting. Season 1, the first movie, Celine and Josh, the way it ended with them, that is what was meant to be. The disconnect. So, and it's funny because while I was watching it, I was like, yeah, that is why it's called disconnect. But then while I was recording the review, it didn't come to mind. Then it came to mind later, but then when I was rewatching Disconnect, the wedding planner, again, it came to my mind and I was like, I will be recording this, I'll talk about that part. And then again, I did it and I didn't remember. So after editing, while I was editing, I remembered, but because I'm still learning about things or about editing and stuff and putting things up, and that app, I'm still learning how to use it. So forgive me. And as I said, I'm self-taught. So I'm still teaching myself to do these things. So ikapotea tena kwa akili. Then while I was recording for the vow, I said I'll talk about it again. I forgot. So I'm here saying, if you listen to both of them, a lot of the things I was saying, I do not understand why it doesn't work the way it did, the way it's supposed to. It's because it was meant to work out like that. Again, disconnect. How the characters ended up together, it just was, what? What? Why is this one with this one? Why did this one forgive this one? Why? But yeah, that was the purpose. It was a disconnect. It was like things weren't supposed to work the way you think they would work. It was supposed to be a disconnect. So that's why it was called that. So forgive me if you understood it that way. Forgive, but a lot of the other things I said, they were true. Like just especially the first one, all the what moments and all the why is this person here, and yeah, everything else was supposed to be as I said. But your part two, like I had to understand that yeah, that is why it's called disconnect. That's why hizi vitu haziingiani. That's why hawa watu hawaingiani. And that's why it's called that. So if you thought about that, that's good. But yeah, I need for this thing to work. I don't want to give up, as I said, and I've said it before. I've seen that you have added another subscriber, one more. Thank you. I hope to get more. So please comment down in the section below. Text me on my WhatsApp if you have the number, or go to my Instagram, DM me whatever your comments are if you don't want to comment down in the section below. Remember to share, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so that you can always be the first one to come and listen whenever I upload. Okay? Bye-bye now. Love you.